God damn it, Chris.
You did this.
You did. Don't you dare, motherfucking. You're getting revenge on me. I get it. I made you watch Dark Slide.
Dark Slide was an interesting movie.
Dark Slide's looking real good now, doesn't it,
Dark
Chris?
Slide's pretty gnarly.
Dark Slide is looking like Oscar nomination worthy all of a sudden.
Hey, let's not. Ian? We checked out a movie tonight.
A little movie. It's an experimental movie.
It's a very experimental movie called
Fucking amazing title.
Necropath. That's what I want to talk about.
Old MP.
See, that's what I want to focus on. This is the year of positivity. I've said that before. Necropath. Yes. Immediately was drawn to checking out the screener we got because the name is so good.
It's a great title. We didn't even watch a trailer. We knew nothing.
Nothing.
Drew me. I mean, I guess that's how they get you.
That's how they get you. This is a weird ass movie. Experimental. Yeah. It's about a guy named Skag and crack mom.
Crack hag.
Crack hag. It's basically a love story.
Father of business.
It's a love story. No, it literally is about a guy named Skag who is a drug-riddled, fueled maniac, killer, stalking the streets of
Austin. I think we decided.
You decided that. I don't know, some sort of city outskirts.
Because this is horror slackers.
Horror slackers.
Just kind of meandering about the city.
And there's some zombies.
Yes. Speaking of which, I've got a question for you, Chris. Yeah. What if Rob Zombie made a trauma film? That's what you get here.
This is not perverted enough.
Fair enough.
I didn't hear any guy saying, "Oh, you're gonna suck some dick sucking another dick suckers."
There was a dick sucking scene though that we should talk about.
We will get to the dick sucking. If there's one thing the viewers can expect from us is that we will get to those scenes. No. So yeah, not much of a story here. Like I said.
No.
Crackhead guy is your protagonist / antagonist. It's very surreal. It's an hour and a half long. And we're out of focus.
I would say we are like the movie. We are out of focus.
Oh God.
So we should say this is an experimental film. Mm-hmm. Prototype, it was described as in its IMDb description.
That's what I like to hear when I watch an hour and a half long movie.
Yeah. And it feels it. It feels like an experiment. Yeah. Like, I think it managed to capture a lot of interesting visuals. Sure. They were definitely going for a look. It had a very distinct visual style.
That's not what the movie's about. I asked you what it's about.
And that is what the movie's about. It's a very gross, distinct visual style, and it doesn't have a lot else going for it. There's very little story. Mm-hmm. The audio is challenging. Camera work they were going for it. It was
this movie
is very guerrilla.
Yeah, we'll get into the production stuff, but I think what you're glossing over is you did say experimental, but it's like psychedelic. Like, I think this movie's meant to be enjoyed while operating on a different plane of existence with your mind.
Hallucinogenic, if you will.
Yeah, because it is visual overload with colors, but not really that creatively. It's just like red, and then like this atmospheric hum that just permeates in your brain because it's nonstop.
Protect my son at all costs.
Attention all units.
So it does make you feel off kilter, I guess, which is what they were going for. Is that the right word?
I feel like
you wear kilts.
You're attacking me right now. I'm not wearing one at the moment.
You're off kilter right now, I guess. Yeah. So, wasn't a big fan. The thing of it is, if you cut, we didn't watch the trailer, but I think you could cut a cool trailer for this movie because there are
sometimes
moments.
The camera's in focus.
There are moments where it all kind of lines up right. I think at one point I was like, if you took this 2 seconds and this was in a different movie, this would be highly effective. Yeah. But in this movie, it's not, because this movie is, while it has those moments where it looks cool and everything lines up, it's so unbelievably repetitive that nothing is effective with its scary moments. How many times do we stab somebody, shoot somebody, punch somebody, they fall down, everything rests for a moment, they get back up? Like, that's a horror trope, but it is literally this movie on repeat.
And it's all the characters, not like the one bad guy even.
It's everything. Every time, repeat.
Yeah.
Now,
But hey, we're finally getting the low-budget Rob Zombie ripoffs that I know you've been aching for, Chris.
doesn't have Sherry Moon in it.
I mean, that's the one thing this movie was missing.
And it's the one thing that Rob Zombie movies need to be missing.
Would Lords of Salem have been the same if Sherry Moon Zombie
No.
wasn't naked through half of it?
She wasn't naked. Just
that
her
my
crack.
mix?
She was crack.
Okay.
They put so much crack in that movie. That's not nudity.
A lot of crack in this movie too. A lot of
Oh my-
needle drugs.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were talking about that scene with the lady and wrestling around with the butt.
That's a different kind of crack. No. I just meant
So-
a lot of needle drugs.
so
going
the-
on.
This movie has a very specific setting that is like this urban, grimy crack house feel.
Yeah.
And it's really dirty, and that
And they
stuff...
were running different sets, but it all has that griminess. Yeah.
But that is, I think, a cool setting because
Like a
take-
crust punk thing
take-
going on.
take like whatever the story has in place. You put people in a setting like that, it automatically makes you feel something because nobody really wants to be in a dirty,
Yeah.
scary crack den.
Yeah.
So that adds a level. So if you had a cool horror movie that takes place in some place that you're uncomfortable with, you're already like, wow, this is very effective. It was like what The Descent did so well. It was like super tight and confined. Nobody wants
How
to.
you like it?
So tight. But you know what I mean? Like it.
Yeah.
You were like made you uncomfortable from that sense, and then to add monsters on top, it's
Like
like
Dark
an-
Slide.
Yeah, and then you throw in some sweet
Tight,
skateboarding action,
uncomfortable.
and you're but you know what I mean? Like, I think they effectively pulled off a dirty crack house feel.
Yeah.
I think it was a set. Maybe it wasn't, but
They're going for a tone, and they nailed it,
yeah,
and not much else.
yeah. Like it feels improvised
Yeah.
because there's no dialogue for the most
Very
part.
low, minimal.
And
I'd say more dialogue than Mad Max Fury Road, but not by a lot.
no. But characters, it feels padded though too, because characters slowly do things,
Yeah.
slowly make choices, slowly stare as it
Yeah.
moves on, and then repeats and repeats and repeats. This was a rough one. I don't know who would enjoy this.
People who like Thomas Farmer. What's the one you guys who did Vampire Cop?
Donald Farmer.
It's Donald Farmer. Donald Farmer, Tim Ritter. If you're into
No,
that kind of
no,
stuff.
no. How fucking dare you, sir? How dare you? Tim Ritter movies and Donald Farmer movies have plots. They might not have the best acting. They might not have the best execution on those plots, but they have them.
There was a few acting performances in this one that were
Yeah.
were decent. Not all of them, but
Crack Hag was creepy. She
Yeah.
worked.
Yeah.
Like, she could be good. Like, I think
the guy who played Skag was one note, but he hit that note real well.
he looked like a crackhead,
Yeah.
and he worked it.
Yeah.
He was like-
incredulous cop was unnecessary.
The cop, no emotion, just blank stares.
And I think, didn't you say that this was supposed to be like 2 or 3 short films that got crammed together into
This
one?
is 3 shorts put together to one feature,
Okay.
which is
And this makes a ton of sense as a short. Like, shorts
Sure.
almost should be like, let's just experiment with tone.
yeah,
for
there's a
20
gimmick
minutes.
there. And that's what it is.
Yeah, and let's prove that we can establish a tone so that we can then show that to a producer or a financier and get the money to make the feature we want. It has a similar tone, but is going for something more. But as a feature length, this is a rough go.
Tone is great when you're applying it to a storyline,
Yes.
and it can enhance the storyline dramatically.
Yes.
Because it can make you feel what the characters feel.
Which, show that you can establish the tone by doing an experimental short film and then, like you said, apply that to a story.
It's just that this movie had no story.
Yeah.
And what little story or what little
Skag
plot it
wants his
had.
knife back. That's like 3/4 of the story.
Yeah, but even like the plot, which is Skag wants his knife back, is still so drawn out.
Or lady wants the baby.
Yeah.
It's very simple, which is, again, fine in a short film where you're going for tone.
Give me
but-
10 minutes of that. Not
Yeah.
give me an hour and a half.
Yep.
So we'd probably recommend this, right? Most people, I
I
think.
probably wouldn't.
No,
You've
pass
got
on
to be
this.
really into like experimental, like first time filmmaker stuff, and even then I don't know.
Don't get caught in a trap like we did.
Yeah.
You see Necropath. It sounds cool. It does. It sounds cool.
Great title.
Great title.
I
Ian.
want the Rob Zombie remake of this movie.
I almost want it. What does that even mean anymore? I almost want it. No.
You're the biggest Rob Zombie fan around, and you need to stop denying yourself.
What is happening to me lately? Yeah. Necropath. It's out in the next couple days for VOD. Check it out if you're into really weird stuff, but it is...
If you just want like a gross crust punk kind of a vibe, and that's enough to carry you through a movie, go for it.
Yeah. So, that's it.
That's it.
That's going to do it for Necropath. We'll catch you here next time, guys.
Or not.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess not then. All right, bye.